So, what shall we talk about today? Should we talk about how I'm a Gemini? You know what that means. Tell me what that means. Or that I am part man, part machine.
That it might. I am like Darth Vader.
Am I Darth Vader? Nah, man. We're here to talk about games. Mad Mikey Gaming. G'day all you mad gamers, Mad Mikey here with the Monday edition of Getting to Know Mad Mikey, which obviously it means what it says. It's where I talk about myself just so that you guys can know who I am, what I'm about, and obviously if you've got any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. But first of all, if you got thumbs, I know you've all got thumbs, well, I hope all you do. Give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your mother, share it with your father, share it with your brother, share it with your sister, share it with your cousins, share it with your friends. Why? Because they might like gaming. Now in today's show, I'm just going to talk a bit, if you guys sort of follow me a bit, you know that on Fridays I do a show called Shit I'll Probably Never Play, just where I sort of show off all the games that I've bought for the week. Do I play all of them? Hell no. There's no way I would ever get round to it. I've come to the conclusion that I'm a collector as well as a gamer, but I don't play every game that I get. I have no intention of playing every game that I get. So if you want to sort of delve into the psyche of the Mad Mikey, you need to go all the way back to when I got my first gaming setup, which was a Commodore 64. Now, the Commodore 64, when I got it, came with a couple of games that were given to us with the actual system. So I really stuck with that system for the majority of my child life. I had that from probably about the age of 4 all the way up until sort of 13 when we started getting PCs and things like that. For the longest time, I just used to play whatever games it was I had. So you had summer games, you had winter games, you had all those types of games. My favorite one was Batman the movie. I clocked that game so many times. It's still an amazing game. It wasn't until probably around 8 or 9 that my dad got introduced to a person from his church, and they had a Commodore 64 and they used to do all the copies of the games. Makes no sense, right? Church people doing that. Yeah. Back then, I don't think it was there was that stigmata about sort of burning and copying games back then. Developers, it was just a new industry and whatnot. He used to give us a handful of games every now and then, and I used to play them, and whether I played them or not, it depended on the name of the game, really. I still sort of bought games and things like that and got them for my birthdays and everything. And then sort of as I progressed, I got PC games, met friends, got games off of them. And then like they were just really given to me. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. I didn't know about all those message boards and stuff like that where you could download on your 22.8K modem and it would take a week to download it. But you know what? You got a free game. Bought the PlayStation. I bought a lot of games on that. I bought like 30 games over 30 days. Yeah. That happened. It wasn't until I sort of got into PC gaming a lot more when it was probably around the time around Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, where there was the online on there. That was a very vibrant sort of community there. I actually joined an Aussie clan where you'd just go onto a map, you'd have your clans, you'd do a bow and things like that, and then you'd have a lightsaber duel. Amazing. It was freaking amazing. Then as the looming Jedi Knight 2 came out, we were like, okay, I can't afford this game. Guys, how can I join the clan and get into it? And then it sort of stemmed that somebody invited me to a torrent site, and I was like, I've never seen so many games in my life. And I kid you not, I used to download anything and everything. I didn't care if I'd play it or not. I would play it for 5 minutes and then just shrub it aside, even though those games took a lot of time to download back in those days. And it wasn't until sort of I really started getting into the gaming culture, like going on the internet, reading up about upcoming games and things like that, that I sort of really saw what these devs were losing out on sort of piracy. And then it just sort of really struck me. I'm like, if I love these games so much, and like this was coming around the time when I was getting into console gaming, I should be paying for these games. That's where it sort of started, where like, okay, if I'm going to buy and collect games, you need to pay for this because I can afford it now. There's no real need to do it. If you want to try a game, fair enough. Download the demo and whatnot. Or in my case, you'd download a demo that was a torrent game. And then I'd sort of be, okay, well, now I'm going to go out and buy that game because I'm actually enjoying it. And then as I sort of started collecting consoles and things like that, I couldn't afford it as much. So I'd start trading in games. And I would actually rebuy games like 3 or 4 times because at that point in my time, I'd finished that game or I'd had enough of that game or I just was over that game. And then I would just trade it in to get the newer, greater, better game that was out there at the point in time. And then I'd regret it later on and be like, okay, well, I'll get it again. I'll get it again. And that's just, it got to a point where I was like, that's enough. Buy the game, put it aside. If you can't afford to buy the game, don't buy it. But just, you know the way that your head is, just keep it. Because I, by all means, do not want to collect every single game of every single system or anything like that. I just want to buy games that interest me. Like today I bought a couple of random games just based on a movie that I watched over the weekend. So you might sort of find out about that. And I'll talk about it on Friday. So wait till Friday, shit I'll never play. But that's really why I collect games. I think that the devs deserve the money. And I know that in my heart of hearts, I want to collect these games. I may not want to play all these games, but I collect them. So if I see a game cheap, I will buy it. Most definitely. Just for the purpose that it's cheap. I'm no gaming historian whatsoever, although I do know quite a bit. But that's pretty much why I think that I collect games. I think it's a bit of OCD. I think it's a bit of hoarding. But I just think that I love the gaming industry so much, I want to give back to it with a bit of guilt on the side. But that's it for today, guys. Why do you collect games? If you collect games, why do you buy games? What is your favorite game? I want to know what you're playing this week. I want you to comment below and let me know everything that you've got planned for your week, because I'm actually starting holidays midweek this week, so hopefully get a bit of gaming done, finish Final Fantasy, and maybe get started on something else. But guys, thank you so much for hanging around. If you've waited here, don't forget, I've got a lot of other shows. Tuesday is the Day in a Gamer's Life, just where I'll pick a topic of news or what's in the gaming world. And that's the same on Thursday as well as on Friday. Shit I'll probably never play. This week, myself and McBeasy Gaming, we're doing our first ever podcast. So if you want to be part of the beta and get involved and listen and just get your foot in the door in the entry and have some feedback on it, please comment below if you want it, because we'll actually be sending links out to people once we're finished. But guys, thank you. Have a great day. Bye guys.